What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back to a new review. For today I have the Xiaomi Drone 4K and of course as the name suggests this can record in 4K. On top of that we have a 3-axis gimbal that will keep that camera steady so you don't get that shaky footage that we've seen for previous quadcopters. The most attractive thing about this drone is the price because you can buy this for under $450 and realistically for that price you can't get anything better on the market. If you buy a DJI drone, the cheapest one is gonna be the DJI Spark and that one is very small and it doesn't record in 4K. Now this is the biggest and the heaviest drone that I've had until now, and comparing this with a Phantom 3 or a Phantom 4 this is definitely bigger. But in the same time you can kind of take this one apart and it's gonna take less space than a Phantom 3 or a Phantom 4. You can easily remove the propellers, you can fold the legs and you can even remove the camera and the gimbal, and that's great because if you ever crash this and the camera gets damaged, you can just buy another camera and just replace the camera, you don't have to replace the whole quadcopter. Since this is the 4K version, we also get some gold accents all over the drone and I guess that gives it a more premium look and feel. But realistically the entire drone is made out of plastic, so if you're gonna crash this, chances are it will break. On the back we have a 5100 mAh battery that takes about an hour and 40 minutes to fully charge from 0 to 100, and you can actually fly for about 20 to 22 minutes on one charge. Now they say that you can actually fly for 27 minutes, but I guess that's without any wind or anything like that. But realistically and in real life you can fly for about 20 to 22 minutes. The drone can also land and take off by itself and it's got some sensors at the bottom that will help with that, but you can also land it manually if that's what you want. You will also get the power adapter for the battery, and this attaches to the left hand side or the right hand side of the battery, it doesn't matter which way you charge it, and as I said before it takes under 2 hours to fully charge it. Now unfortunately the controller takes much longer to charge, so charging this takes about 4 to 5 hours, so very slow for some reason. The controller is also made out of plastic, we have some rubber grips on the side and this is not heavy and it feels quite comfortable to hold for a longer period of time. This turns on by double pressing the power button, so exactly as we've seen for DJI products, and this one can actually hold a phone because we have a mount that comes out and it can hold phones up to like 6 inches. If you read the specifications from the manufacturer's website, it says that you can control the drone up to 4 kilometers away, but in reality you're only going to be able to control it for about 1.5 kilometers, 1.5 being the most that I was able to get, but even then the drone is quite far and you can barely see it, if you can actually see it at all. So I think that the range is good enough. Now if it does get disconnected by itself, so let's say that you're flying and it's quite far from you and it gets disconnected, it has a return to home function, so whenever it's going to get disconnected from the controller it will fly back to wherever it took off and land. You will also need to install an app on your smartphone in order to control the drone because otherwise there is no way of actually taking off, and the app is called the Mi Drone and you can find it in the Google Play Store or the iOS Store. I've only tried this app with my Android device, so with my Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, and I haven't had any issues, so the app never crashed or got disconnected or anything, so no issues with that. Just like with DJI products, you can see everything that the camera sees right on your smartphone, and of course you can control if you take pictures, if you start recording video, if you stop recording video, pan the camera, tilt the camera and so on. You can also see the map, so basically see where you are and where the drone is located, because if it's too far away from you and you can't see it anymore, this way you know which way to fly the drone so it comes back towards you. We also have more advanced flying functions, so like tap to fly, a waypoint flying mode, there is also a selfie mode in there, so basically the camera looks towards you and the drone flies away, so something that we've seen on DJI products. However, it's not as nicely done as we've seen on DJI products, but let's keep in mind the price of this drone because this is under $450. As I mentioned earlier, this can record in 4K and the 4K recordings actually look very good. But comparing this with some products from DJI, well, this doesn't do as good for dynamic range. So if you have the camera pointed more towards the sky, and of course the sky is brighter, the ground will become quite dark. Of course there is an easy fix, you can just tilt down the camera and this way the ground will become brighter. So definitely something to learn. But why don't we check out some recordings that I've done with this camera. So as you've seen for yourself, the recordings do look quite good and very smooth as well. Of course, you can also take pictures to the camera, and why don't we check out some pictures that I took with it. One small issue that I've noticed, mostly if you're flying in town, because if you get out of town, that never happens. So before you take off, you get an error message saying that there is some interference for the compass. So you basically just have to move the quadcopter like this or like this or like this till you get the all clear to actually take off. If you don't fix that, you can't take off. So basically, if you put this down like this, if you get that error message, just move it a bit like this and just wait and see if you get like an OK message, or just move it a bit more and so on. But other than that, I haven't really found any issues. The drone disconnected from the controller twice and it came back towards me. I didn't let it land by itself. I actually landed it myself, but it did come back twice. The quadcopter is also very stable, so you can just let it hover in the exact same spot and it's not gonna move even if it's windy. I mean, if it's windy, it moves a bit left, right, a bit left, right, but it's gonna stay in the same general area. So much better than a lot of other quadcopters that I've seen in the past. So to conclude this video, if you're on a tight budget but you're looking for a quadcopter that can record in 4K, well, this is kind of your only option, because there isn't anything else available on the market in this price range that can record like this one and can fly like this one. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.